What's up, guys? Welcome to the video. Sorry for the late post-fight reaction to Deontay Wilder and Luis Ortiz. I got busy with a couple things and had to end up putting the video off. But this is just going to be my review over what happened, what I saw in each round. Not even in each round, but basically throughout the fight. If you're new to the channel, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. It would mean a ton. And without further ado, let's actually get straight into my reaction. So after watching the fight, I realized that Deontay Wilder power is on a whole entire different level. You know, I was watching I was watching with 78 Sports, I was watching 78 Sports post-fight reaction, and he was talking about just make them a Marvel, just make Deontay Wilder a Marvel character. And I couldn't agree more, because this dude's power is literally otherworldly. Like, if you even look at the Luis Ortiz versus Deontay Wilder fight, when he knocked him out, he didn't even punch him that hard. And when he did knock him out, it was like Luis Ortiz's head exploded. It was like he got decapitated. All the hair grease that he had in his hair basically fell on all the people that was right outside the ring where he fell down at. And it was just crazy. But as far as what I saw, the first 1 or 2 rounds, it was obviously they were feeling each other out. I saw Luis Ortiz moving away from the right hand, you know, playing it smart. And I had Luis Ortiz winning the fight up to the knockdown. Up to the knockout. But like I said, like I said before, and what I've heard from any other people, and what Deontay Wilder said himself, he's in there to knock people out. He's not in there to win on the scorecards, which is why I don't understand why people criticize him for losing rounds. But his whole entire goal is to go in there and knock you square the F out or whatever. So obviously Luis Ortiz, he was winning the rounds. I liked what Luis Ortiz was doing. You know, he was mixing it up. He was staying away from the right hand, and, you know, stepping to the side of Deontay Wilder to throw, you know, body shots. You know, one time he threw an overhand left, and they called Deontay Wilder, but Deontay Wilder has a chin on him, because most of those punches would have probably knocked out any other heavyweight, and Deontay Wilder just took it on the chin. He blocked a lot of punches. But I liked what Luis Ortiz was doing. He was mixing it up. He was going to the head, and then he was going to the body. And he threw way more body shots than what he did from the first fight, or at least what I remember. But he was mixing it up. He was staying away from the right hand. You know, he looked good in the fight. And, you know, people said he was outboxing Wilder. Yes, he was boxing better than Wilder. But Deontay Wilder, that whole time, he was basically calculating everything Luis Ortiz was doing. He was figuring them out, getting the timing down. From what I saw, what Deontay Wilder was doing, he was throwing his jab out there, just throwing it out there. He was doing a pawing jab, you know, just keeping his distance away from Luis Ortiz. But he was also figuring them out at the same time. You know, it was the way he was doing it. It was like literally watching someone, because Deontay Wilder, the whole time, he had his right hand cocked ready to be thrown at any moment. And he just kept throwing his jab out there and doing the pawing jab. But it was literally like watching a sniper get someone in their lens, taking their sweet time, and then once they got him, they fire off. And that's exactly what I saw in the fight. Like I said, most of the things, Deontay Wilder, he was jabbing, he was finding different angles. You know, you'll see him lean to the side, give him different angles, give him different looks. Obviously, Luis Ortiz was throwing more punches. Luis Ortiz was throwing more punches and even landing more punches. But like I said, Deontay Wilder, he's in there to knock you the hell out. He's not in there to try and outbox you, or, you know, try to get a decision. And another thing I noticed, and that I liked from Deontay Wilder, he was throwing the jab consistently and keeping Luis Ortiz from, you know, getting on the inside of him. But in the 6th or 7th round, he started throwing body shots to Luis Ortiz. He threw 2 body shots. Yeah, I think he threw 2 body shots in that round, that entire round. I think it was actually the 7th round where he threw 2 body shots, and I like that because he was changing up his punch variation. There were times where he threw, the right hook, which I did like. He threw the right hook, and ultimately that set up. To be honest, to me, that set up the knockout for Deontay Wilder, because the only time he threw his right, because most of the time, obviously, he had it cocked ready back to throw, but most of the time he threw a right hook. He would throw a jab out there. He would do a pawing jab. He threw left hooks to the body. He threw a right hook, but that was really the only punch that he really, threw with his right hand consistently. And it wasn't even consistent. It was like 1 or 2 or 3 of them. So going into the 7th round, I had Luis Ortiz up on the cards. I'm honestly never worried about Wilder. This is what people got to understand. You could be up 12 rounds to Wilder. You could have 5 seconds left in the 12th round. And as soon as Deontay Wilder hits you, once he hits you, it's game over. You could win 12 rounds and have 5 seconds on the clock, and Deontay Wilder hit you clean, and the fight is over. You're not gonna make the count. You're not gonna beat the count, and he's gonna win. So it's like I'm never looking for Deontay Wilder to win a decision. I'm more worried about the other guy getting knocked the hell out. But the 7th round, he comes out more. Deontay Wilder comes out more aggressive. They're both more aggressive. Obviously, you can see like within the 5th or 6th round, Deontay Wilder is starting to warm up. He's starting to throw more punches. But 7th round, he came out throwing. He threw 2 left hooks that I liked a lot. He threw 2 left hooks to the body that I liked a lot. And, they were just going back and forth, trying to establish position. And what I really liked is, this is what I saw. Luis Ortiz had Deontay Wilder on the outside, close to the ropes. This is leading up to the knockout. Close onto the ropes. And it was interesting how Wilder, he jabbed him, but he did a pawing jab to where he literally just kept his hand out there in front of Luis Ortiz. And Luis Ortiz didn't react to it. He wasn't moving or anything. But at the same time he kept his hand out there, he was actually rotating around Luis Ortiz and making Luis Ortiz get his back towards the ropes. So now Luis Ortiz is on the outside while he's on the inside. At the same time, his hand is still in Luis Ortiz's face. Luis Ortiz isn't really moving. And then all of a sudden, he throws the right hand, and Luis Ortiz is not even seeing it. It was like he was using the pawing jab to blind Luis Ortiz. He throws the right, and it's basically game over. And it just shows you, like, people say he don't have a IQ in the ring at all. But from that alone, I saw, obviously, you can't be a champion and defend your title. I mean, not defend your title, but yeah, at the same time. You can't be a champion and defend your title 10 times in a row and also be undefeated and not have any skill. So that 7th round when he knocked him out, I saw him, okay, he has the pawing jab out there. He's rotating to his left, and he's bringing Luis Ortiz to the outside instead of him being on the outside. And then by the time Luis Ortiz even notices the punch is coming, it's too late. And I don't even think he noticed it at all, and he was done. But the other thing about it is that Luis Ortiz, when the punch was coming, Luis Ortiz put his left glove up as if he was blocking the right hook, which is what I noticed like earlier in the fight. Like I said before, Wilder really only threw right hooks in the fight. Not in the fight, but with his right hand, he only really threw right hooks. He most of the time he threw a jab, he threw a left hook to the body shot, to the body, And when he did throw his right, he threw a right hook. He didn't really throw a straight. Maybe he threw a straight like 1 or 2 times. But he was throwing the right hook for the most of the time. Well, not most of the time, but like whenever he did throw his right hand, he threw a right hook. So it was interesting how when he came straight down the middle with the straight, Luis Ortiz's hand went immediately to block as if he was throwing a right hook. So he really set him up with the paw and jab. At the same time, he had Luis Ortiz moving towards his right hand as he keeps the paw and jab in front of him and blinds him. He's stepping around Luis Ortiz to the left, making Luis Ortiz go towards his right hand. He blinds him with the jab. He throws it straight down the middle, knocks Luis Ortiz out. And Luis Ortiz at the same time is trying to defend, thinking that he's about to get a right hook. And he holds up his left hand to protect that side of his face. So that's definitely IQ in the ring. That takes a lot of skill because you got to have a lot of skill. If you're just a one-punch wonder and you have no skill, you wouldn't be able to, be where Deontay Wilder is at the top of the throne of the heavyweight division. But he knocked Luis Ortiz's ass out. He had him looking like a turtle on his back or a roach on his back. They couldn't get up. And then by the time he did get up, it was basically game over. But that's basically what I saw in the fight. And my reaction is, Deontay Wilder is the king of the heavyweight division. We've been knowing this, but this was like not a defining moment, but one of the biggest moments of his career to me personally, because people were saying that, all up leading up to the fight, the same people who would say that Luis Ortiz is old and that he's 50 years old, he's 105 years old and all this other shit. These are the same people who said that Luis Ortiz would beat Deontay Wilder. So it's like they was talking out of both sides of their mouth. First they say he's old, and then all of a sudden they believe Luis Ortiz will win the fight. And it doesn't make sense, but literally all over, I saw it in Facebook groups, I saw it in YouTube comments, I saw it in YouTube live chats. Everybody was saying Luis Ortiz is going to beat Wilder. The refs saved Wilder last time, all this other bullshit. And then when he knocks him out, they go back to the same excuse that he was old. Like you can't say he's old and all this other stuff, but you saying that Luis Ortiz is going to win. And then when he gets knocked out, you say he was old, he was trash, all this other stuff. When Luis Ortiz is obviously the most skilled boxer, in my opinion, in the heavyweight division. I don't care what anybody says about Tyson Fury. Luis Ortiz would have never fought Otto Wallin and got his ass beat like Tyson Fury did in that fight and got cut like that. So these dudes are just Deontay Wilder haters. They're just hoes. They just be hating just to hate. They don't like seeing another dude be successful because he's breaking the mold of boxing. It's kind of like what I heard 78 say. These dudes, they work their entire lives to be great at boxing and get all these skills and whatever. But Deontay Wilder, he comes on the scene with his power alone. He's never trained. He got off the back of a truck and started, getting into boxing just to take care of his daughter. And now he's the heavyweight champion of the world. And these dudes just hate that. Even some boxers even hate it. So it's crazy. But Deontay Wilder is the king of the world. Not king of the world, obviously. But he's the king of the heavyweight division. He's the heavyweight champion of the world. Anybody who wants to claim the throne of Deontay Wilder as the heavyweight champion of the world, they got to go through him. He's at the top of the hill. He's the king of the hill, and everybody below him. So hopefully Fury doesn't duck the rematch. Honestly, I don't even care if he fights Fury anymore because Fury doing WWE and shit. Then he's doing MMA. He's a weirdo. He's just weird. But hopefully Andy Ruiz beats AJ because AJ already said that he's not going to fight Deontay Wilder if he beats Andy Ruiz. But hopefully Andy Ruiz wins, and then they can have a unification between Deontay Wilder and Andy Ruiz for undisputed champion of the world. But that's it for my video. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Let me know what you think in the comments, what you saw in the fight. And that's basically it for the video. Also, I do have a Facebook group for, you know, boxing fans in general. Boxing fans in general, just to talk boxing, discuss it all in the Facebook group and everything. So if you're interested in that, just click the link below. But that's it for the video, and I hope to see you guys next time. Take care.